Well, joining us live now is Phillip and Mimi Lebovitz. They are members of the Jewish community. Thank you so much for joining us. You're also survivors of the Bondi attack. Your parents, both of them, were Holocaust survivors, and then, Mimi, your mother grew up in Bondi, so you've got a lot of affiliation with Bondi, and you're at the vigil last night. And first of all, I'm really sorry to hear what you've experienced, and thank you very much for sharing with us. Phillip, if you don't mind just telling us what happened on the day of the attack. So
we went, as we did many times over the years, we went to Bondi Beach to join in the community there from the Russian community that celebrate Hanukkah. It was the first night. And we were speaking to Reuven Morrison's wife for about 10 or 15 minutes. And I was looking around, seeing the people coming and milling around, and music was playing. There was a climbing wall that children were going up and down, and music was playing. It was a lovely atmosphere, and that's why we go. And then I saw my friend Reuven Morrison coming towards us, and I went and shook his hand. He smiled, we smiled, and we were going to start talking, and then suddenly we heard a bang. To me, it sounded like a car backfiring, which often happens around Jewish people just to sort of shake us up or sort of alarm us. And that's what I thought it was. But my wife, who has some experience living in Israel, she said, she took my hand and said, we've got to get down. So she grabbed my hand and we went down. And then the bullets started coming more and more.
It was continuous. The bullets were continuous.
It was like never ending and very loud and very frightening. So I was actually lying on the ground facing towards, not knowing at the time, facing towards the shooters. We were behind a little hut that they set up for ticketing. So we may have been out of sight, per se. And I was looking around to see what was going on. I was basically in a state of numbness, not really knowing. I was there, but I wasn't there. I looked around. I saw Rabbi Eli Schlanger stagger and fall to the ground to my left side. Near him was a policeman shot in the leg, halfway sitting with his legs out with his gun, but he was unable to do anything. He was looking a bit mesmerized. Then I looked to the right. I saw, must have been the other policeman. I'm sure I saw him with a long rifle-type gun. He had blood coming out of his shoulder. He looked dazed. And then I looked further to my right. I saw children and people hiding under the picnic tables, screaming, crying. And the bullets kept coming and coming and coming. And you're lying there thinking, when am I going to get shot? Am I going to get shot? What will it feel like? And
as you said, Mimi, your wife held your hand because you have had experience in Israel, Mimi.
Well, I've been watching the events of the Nova Festival, and I saw the people scouring and lying on the ground.
And that's what reminded what we saw at the time.
Yes, and also living in Israel, being fearful of every move you make there, and we shouldn't be having this here.
And you were at the vigil last night. How did that feel? Because you've been going back to Bondi. You've even been on the bridge.
Yes, so Saturday night, about 10:30, 11 o'clock, my daughter said, let's go, because each evening behind the pavilion there's where all the massive amounts of flowers, there's a gathering of, I don't know, let's say 100 people. And there were a few young people sitting on the floor with guitars, playing music, singing songs. And somehow that felt very reassuring that I can come back. I don't have to sort of stay away from this horrible scene that plays again and again in my mind.
What would you say? Unfortunately, we're about to run out of time. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but we're looking at hate speech in Parliament today, gun laws and everything. But in terms of anti-Semitism, what message would you want to give to people that spread hate? What would you want to say to them?
I think they're very ignorant. They don't understand. Perhaps they don't even understand what they're saying. They are swallowing propaganda that's just a lie. We know from history that the more times you say a lie, the more people try to believe it. Look at the history. Look for yourself. Don't accept everything you see on Facebook. It's full of distortions. Be very careful, because
our community is distraught. We will never be the same again. Our kids are fearful. It's just not the land we grew up in. It's multiculturalism that's not what multiculturalism is about. We need to care for each other, love each other, and just live here in a happy country, the country we were brought up in.
One more thing very quickly. The outpouring of love and support from all different people that I haven't heard from for years. They're contacting me, they're ringing me, they're sending messages, emails, from all types of walks of life. And the other day I heard on the radio, the announcement by the radio itself saying, "We stand with the Jewish community." That's unbelievable to hear that, and it is very comforting, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Say one more thing. We left our bee stickers at home, but we will never
Matilda, yes.
we will never forget Matilda, and she shouldn't have had to suffer. She was having a beautiful time, and all our children should be able to live in peace in Australia.
Well, thank you so much. It's
Thanks,
a
Jane.
huge week for you and
Yes.
for so many people, but look after yourselves and really appreciate you sharing the story.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Janie.
Thank you.
Thank you.